welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, we're the Garso twins. I'm Carly and this is Britta, and we're happy to have you. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe before you leave. Today we're going to be doing an updated skincare favorites. Okay, before we start, we just want to mention our skin types so you have an idea of what we look for in products. And so I am combo dry, I'd say. I definitely still think I have combo skin because my forehead and my nose still get very oily. It's really odd because my cheeks are pretty dry. So I'm like, but then in the winter time, my forehead and my nose are still very dry but still produce oil. It's very odd. But overall, I'd say I'm combo, but I lean like combo dry. And I am just dry. I feel like my skin needs moisture constantly, and I drink so much water, so I don't know where this comes from, but my skin is so dry. I don't really get as oily in my T-zone. I mean, sometimes I don't even set my forehead with powder when I put on makeup because it just looks like the rest of my face without powder. So I just have really dry skin. I also have pretty sensitive skin, I would say. Like fragrance or any added alcohols is really harsh on my skin. Like it'll cause texture, or sometimes my face will just turn really red. It can cause eczema. So I will say I have dry and sensitive skin. And I think we both, because we're 28 now, not that we have aging skin, but we look for things that help kind of moisturize and slow down that aging process. Yeah, like ceramides, hyaluronic acid, all that plumping stuff. Yeah, even like exfoliation, things like that. But not like, that's not our main skin concern. Yeah. I think just being moisturized, supple. We have large pores, but we know that can't be fixed. Yeah. Okay, so first we'll go with makeup removers. We're going to go in the order we apply things, and we have quite a few products here, so we won't like harp on them for too long. But a lot of new things, so we're not like new to us. Yeah, exactly. So first up is the Pharmacy Green Clean Makeup Melt Away Cleansing Balm. I really enjoy this. I feel like it takes all my makeup off, and it doesn't really leave any weird residue. You only need a little bit of product to because it really turns from like a balm to an oil quickly. So you only need a little bit of product to get all your makeup off. It takes all my mascara off, and you get quite a bit of product in here. I mean, I've been using it for so long and I still have a little bit left. So highly recommend this if you're looking for a new cleansing balm, and it smells like limes. It smells really good. I really love this as well, but my preferred makeup remover is this. It's from Korea, so I think the brand is Kose Comfort, and then it's the Softimo Speedy Treatment Oil. That's what it's called. I'll link it down below. I get it on Amazon. I think it's the only place you can get it in the US. But it's basically a cleansing oil. It's so thin, but so effective. It's just as effective as the cleansing balm, if not more. It's a lot more affordable. I think this was like $7 or $8. It's very affordable. It's lasted me forever, and I can really tell, especially with my daily sunscreen, this takes that off. In some other makeup removers I've used, you can like tell that layer that's still left on your skin, and this works wonders. So I love this stuff. It was a recommendation from the Skincare Diary, right? I think so. Yeah, she always talks about it, and we follow her, and she loves it, and I'm really glad that I picked it out because I am a fan. Next up is face wash, and the only one that I use now is the Vanicream and Gentle Facial Cleanser for sensitive skin. I love this stuff. I feel like it truly is for sensitive skin. It cleans all my makeup off, or like after I go in with my makeup remover, it cleans like all the residue off, and it doesn't leave my skin feeling tight. You know what I'm talking about. If you use a cleanser that makes your skin feeling tight and dry, it doesn't do that. It feels really moisturized. It feels very gentle, but it doesn't suds up. It doesn't strip the skin, but it feels very clean. Like my face still feels really clean. I love this. It doesn't have any dyes, fragrance, masking fragrance, lanolin, parabens, formaldehyde, and other preservatives. It's also sulfate free. It's just super gentle. It's so affordable. You can get it at Target. I love this so much. And right now the cleanser I'm using, I'm not a huge fan of, so I didn't want to mention it. And then when I'm done with that, I'm probably going to pick up the Vanicream. So that's just why I'm skipping cleanser. Okay, so for moisturizers, we actually have quite a few that we really enjoy, and we're pretty picky about moisturizers, but they're such it's such a fun category. It is. Everyone likes moisturizers. So you guys have, if you've been following us for any amount of time, we've been using this for years. It's the CeraVe AM Facial Moisturizing Lotion. It has an SPF of 30, and it's a chemical and a physical sunscreen. Exactly, which is hard to find. And it also has ceramides, niacinamide, and hyaluronic acid, which are also like amazing ingredients. We love anything from CeraVe. CeraVe. Yeah. Do you see they have a new vitamin C? Oh, no way. We love them so much. And ever since we started watching Dr. Dre here on YouTube, she really recommends this brand, and she's a dermatologist. And ever since we started watching her, we did like switch up some of the products we were using to go off of her recommendations because she's a dermatologist, and we've noticed such a difference in our skin since doing so. But this is a brand that she recommends to her patients, and we've been using it for years, but this is like our hero product from them.
Yeah, love it.
Because it does have the sunscreen, and it doesn't leave like a white cast on your skin. You can mix it in with like oils, or like it's easily mixed in with other things. It's so good, so affordable. You get 3 full ounces, which is pretty good for like a daytime moisturizer.
Definitely, because they have another one that's the
it's like for more a matte look, and it's more clear, like it has less white in it. And I bought that one and I loved it, but then Dr. Dre said that that was a chemical only sunscreen, so you weren't getting the physical sunscreen in it, and that's why it was more matte and why it like appeared nicer on the skin. But that one was like the same price for half the amount of ounces.
Exactly.
So this one is definitely a better deal. It's so good. And then I think that's our only daytime.
Well,
right?
I mix this in.
Okay, so I mix these two together, which I guess could kind of cancel out the sunscreen a bit, but I definitely use more of this, like 2 parts this, 1 part this. And this is the Vanda Cream Moisturizing Skin Cream. And basically I just felt like, well, I was mixing this, or I was putting this on and then putting oils on top for a while, but then I felt like, I don't know, I just got away from oils recently, but my skin still needed more moisture. So then by mixing this in, it really helped with moisturization. It's such a great, just basic moisturizer. I mean, it's same thing as that face wash. There's no dyes, fragrance, masking fragrance, lanolin, parabens, formaldehyde. It's just very basic, but it works really well. Again, super affordable at Target. It says kid friendly. It's a good moisturizer. Anything that says kid or baby friendly, go with it, because that means it like has basic ingredients. It's safe. And I've used this on my body as well, which I really like. And I've also used it like when I travel as a daytime and nighttime, just because I don't have to bring multiple. And so it's a great versatile product. Really recommend. Okay, so next up, this is a new favorite of ours, but we have been loving this. It's the Pharmacy Better Days Ahead Restorative Cushion Cream. It's probably the thickest moisturizer we have, right? Yeah, but again, I think we talked about this when we talked about it in, was it our monthly favorites?
Our monthly favorites, yeah.
It spreads out so thin, like, it almost, again, it's kind of like a water cream. Like, it's not a gel, but it's like, it looks pretty thick, but even on your finger, you can see like the oils in it, or like as I'm spreading it out, it just melts into the skin right away. Yeah, it's so lovely. It's so lovely. It's so moisturizing. It's incredibly moisturizing. If you have really dry skin like we do, you'll love this, because it also, it's thick, but it doesn't leave like a thick film on your skin.
Definitely
like
not.
you could use it during the day. You could use it during the day. I use it as a makeup primer on occasion.
Oh, I use it at nighttime only.
And I really like it as a makeup primer because it just leaves like a nice moisturized glowy base to the skin, but it's not too thick. It won't cause products you put on top of it to like slip around at all. It's really good. Yeah, it definitely, the CBD in it, I think helps moisturize because it's an oil, but I don't see any other benefits.
Yeah.
Like if you had, I don't know. I don't really know what CBD and skincare is supposed to do. I don't think it's really doing anything. I know, but all the other ingredients and everything together works so nicely. It's really good. And we also have this moisturizer from Make Prem. This is their Hydrate.
I used mine up.
Micro Tension Cream. Yeah, mine's almost gone, as you can see on like the bottom of it. And we wanted to mention this because this brand is amazing. We love like a lot of their products, but their Safe Me Relief Cream is one of our holy grail moisturizers, and we don't have that one right now because we tried the Hydrate Me for winter. And if you have really dry skin, you'll like the Hydrate Me.
There's a lot of oils in it.
Lots of oils. You won't need to put any oils on top of it. And it's like so hydrating. It's just really nice on the skin. It feels it almost also has like a, not like a cooling sensation, but it's almost like a gel feeling.
Yeah, I think it's very gel-like.
It's like gel-like, so when you put it on, you know how gel moisturizers are. They just feel really nice on the skin, and this has that effect, and it also has all those oils. But the Safe Me Relief Cream, we really love that one because there's only 12 ingredients. 12 ingredients, and it's suitable for summer. It's a lighter weight moisturizer. There aren't as many oils, but it's also still super moisturizing.
Yeah.
So we both said, like, once we're done with this, we're going to repurchase that because it's such a good summer moisturizer. But we wanted to mention them both based on your skin type and your skin needs. So for like an acne treatment, or just a treatment in general, I guess I use Curology still. I love it. We've been using this for over a year.
Yeah.
I think it's so good. So the main ingredient in mine is tretinoin, which is a retinol, right? It's the same ingredient in Retin-A, which is a prescription retinol. And it just helps with like cell turnover, and it just kind of like, it not exfoliates the skin, but gives you like fresh looking skin. I don't really struggle with acne, knock on wood, so I don't really use that for this purpose. It's mainly for like to help prevent fine lines and to help just keep my skin looking clear and even. I would say like hyperpigmentation is something that can happen to me once in a while, and since I started using this, I feel like my skin is so clear, so even. I cannot recommend this enough. I love this service. And I recently stopped Curology like probably a month ago, and I did use it for a year and a half and loved it. And I'd switched my prescription once, and it really worked. Like, you just mail them pictures like, oh, my skin is breaking out again, what do I do? And it did really work, but I felt like I was still breaking out a bit. And you know, you pay for Curology every couple of months, and in the past I had used Differin for kind of the same purpose. Like, for me, I do break out, so keeping breakouts at bay and definitely keeping my skin even, cell turnover. Differin is also a retinol, so I definitely wanted something to replace Curology if I was going to stop using it. So I revisited Differin. I actually happened to buy a tube like months before and just let it sit there because I was using Curology and I did not want to use them together. And I forgot about the purging period that happens with this, because I definitely ended up breaking out like all over my chin and like my cheeks for like 4 days. But after that, I forgot how rapidly this turns over like your skin cells. Like, I will have a breakout and it literally is gone the next day, and it blows my mind because with Curology, I felt like I did get less breakouts up front, but they would still take a while to go away. But this, in the first like month, definitely the turnover of breakouts is so quick. And I remember last time I had used it, which I used it for like a solid year, I'd say 2 years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago, it took about 2 months to see the full effect. So I think I'm kind of in the middle where I need to use it another month before it is like completely evened out my skin and my breakouts are kind of gone. But I would say, I don't know why I stopped using this, but I did really like Curology, but I do think Differin has really been working for me and keeping my breakouts at bay. And like I said, when I do still get them, it just turns over so quickly. And it has been drying out my skin. I will say that more than Curology did.
Yeah, that's why I had issues with this.
If you have really dry skin like I do, just be wary because it made my skin so dry that I just had to stop using it. But I do use another product to exfoliate once a week, and that has really helped just get rid of the dryness. And I also think that in the next month, my skin will kind of get used to this fully, and that will go away. And that's what I remember from the first time I used Differin. So yeah, this is a great product. And I actually went to the dermatologist for an unrelated reason, and I was telling him about my breakouts still happening while using Curology, and he recommended Differin. And I was like, oh, I used to use that, I should pick it up again. And then I realized I had a tube. So definitely love this stuff. It's really good for acne. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys right now that my favorite skincare product of 2019 is this right here.
Me too.
The Crave Beauty Great Barrier Relief Serum. I've never had a skincare product that has drastically changed my skin so quickly. So if you're unfamiliar with Crave Beauty, it was started by YouTuber, how do you say her name?
Leah Yo.
She has really, really great skincare videos. She goes super in-depth. She gives the best recommendations. And she started Crave Beauty, and they have a handful of products now, but this is their newest product, and it's meant to restore the skin barrier. So for so long in winter, my skin was just broken. Like, it was so red. I would get such bad dry patches.
Me too.
This winter, we both got severe dry patches, which
was
really
so
kind of happened.
bad.
Yeah, and it was just irritated, like so irritated, and I would use all my normal products and like nothing was helping. And then she released this, and we purchased it the day it came out, and it like made my skin healthy again in like 2 days. I kid you not. It's so magical, and it really restored the skin barrier. Now I feel like I can use less oils overall.
Well, there's a ton of oils in this, so
Yeah.
I just naturally stopped using a lot of oils because I trust that she has a pretty high percentage of like the rosehip seed oil.
That's true.
There's
Cholesterol.
ceramides in it, natural moisturizing factors, safflower oil, and then the tamanu oil is the main ingredient that helps with skin barrier repair.
And also the best thing about it, aside from the fact that it repaired my skin barrier, was it makes your skin look so even. I feel like that's what I struggle with so much, is like I'll get like redness in some areas, my dark circles look really dark, and my skin just never looks even, and this has helped so much.
Yeah, if you watch Leah's video, because she'll explain it more than us, but she talks about how her dad used it to like repair skin
acne
damage.
scars. And or some people use it for acne
sun
scars.
damage.
Yeah.
Maybe her dad was acne scars and someone else in her video was sun damage. But basically it lightened the hyperpigmentation like significantly. But then at the same time, it repairs the barrier. So if you also have dry skin, it just basically really heals a lot of skin issues.
Yeah, exactly. And for reference, how I apply this is in the morning, I mix it in with my CeraVe cream. I do 1 pump of this, and then at night, I use it after my Curology. So wash my face, put on an essence, Curology, then this.
Okay, and for me, I don't use it during the daytime. I don't feel like I need it twice a day. And actually, this is part of Leah's what is it called? The supplement series, which she recommends you only use once in a while, but we use it every day.
I have to use it twice a day because, again, my skin is so dry.
But I use it at nighttime, so I'll put this on after I wash my face, cleansing oil, wash my face. I'll put this on, and then I put my Differin on top, and that's because Dr. Dre, when she talked about like retinols and Differin specifically, she said she uses it on top of a moisturizer, which I never tried the first time around, and it's really helped with dryness, and I think she said it makes it more effective. I think she said that. So, I've been doing this first, and then I let it like sit for a significant amount of time, and then I put this on top, and I pat it on so it doesn't like just disrupt this barrier.
Okay, next up is an acne treatment, and this is the De La Cruz Sulfur Ointment. We heard about this from Dr. Dre, and Mariah Leonard spoke about it on Instagram, and this is a really, really great acne medication. For a while, for some reason...
For fungal acne.
For fungal acne, which is like on your forehead. And I had some, and I told you just now, like I don't really get acne or breakouts, and for some reason I had it like on my forehead, and I was too.
Which I later found out was from the essences I was using.
Yeah, okay, that could have been that. Yeah, fermentation essences can cause fungal acne, just so you guys know. That's why we didn't include an essence in this video, because we haven't found one that doesn't really do that. Or like for us. Yeah. I do think the Tatcha one's really nice, but it is so expensive, so I didn't want to talk about it. But anyways, getting back to this. So this cures fungal acne. You can use it as a mask, so you put it on, leave it on for 10 minutes, and rinse it off. And it helps so quickly and so much.
It really, even if I feel like my zits aren't fungal, which I know like my jawline is all hormonal related, this still helps in the repairing the breakout and curing it pretty quickly.
Yeah, and it doesn't burn like a lot of acne treatments.
It's so gentle because it's one ingredient. There's just sulfur. And it evens out my skin tone, which is so weird, but it does.
And I usually only put it on my forehead because that's where I get like fungal acne, so I don't even use it on my whole face because it is kind of a small container. So I feel like if you want it to last longer, definitely only spot treat.
Yeah, it's great for once in a while when you have what we think is like fungal acne on your forehead, or just anywhere you really have breakouts and you want to try something to get rid of them.
Next up is face oils, and my Holy Grail face oil is still squalane. We've been using this for years as well. I know we've spoken about it in so many skincare videos, but it's such a good oil because it's so lightweight, but also incredibly moisturizing. I feel like my issue is I love a lot of different oils. Like I love rosehip seed oil, but this one is the only one that I can use. I could even use it during the day and I would be fine because it's so lightweight. It doesn't cause breakouts. Like it's not pore clogging.
Well, it's actually the only oil I believe you can use if you do suffer from fungal acne.
Yeah.
All the others aid in the fungal acne.
So it's like the safest oil essentially for anyone to use. You never have to worry about like using too much. So that's why I love it. I think it's so reliable. It's like the best oil. Okay, next up is the Herbivore Lapis Balancing Facial Oil. As you'll see, my little bottle is gone, and I almost bought one. I almost bought the full size during the Sephora sale because that's how much I love this oil. Yeah, this is my second
But
mini.
I think I'm gonna like wait until I've used up some other oils I have, and then in the winter Sephora sale, I'm gonna purchase
Yeah, that's true.
It's so good. The number one oil in this is squalane.
Yeah.
So it has the squalane, but it also has blue tansy oil, which smells incredible.
It smells so good, and it's also lightweight, just like squalane.
Yeah, so it's another lightweight oil that really helps balance your skin. So in the oily areas, it kind of makes the oiliness subside, and then in the dry areas, it really aids in moisturization. So it really just balances your face, and also can help with breakouts significantly because it's balancing your face. I did not expect to love this as much as I did.
No.
Just the smell and the overall feel, like it soaked in really nicely. It was much like squalane, but I think the addition of the blue tansy, I definitely saw like my breakouts going away faster, and I just loved it. And now I'm regretting not getting the full size. I'm like, I should have ordered it.
That's still going on.
It is still going on. It's just such a good oil. I definitely see what the hype is about, that people have been raving about this. Yeah. Okay, and then another oil that's kind of on the opposite side of the spectrum is the Cocoa Kind Chia Facial Oil. And this is a omega-3 concentrate. So it's a fatty acid oil. Like there's a high percentage of fatty acids in it. So it's a lot like thicker and more moisturizing than like say a squalane or the lapis, because those are a lot thinner. Like Rita said, can be used during the day or at night, but this one is thick. I would not use it during the day, but I can tell when I use this as my last step in my skincare, which I do not do every night, only when I'm like really needing locked in moisturizer. I'll put some drops in my hand, about 3, mix them together, and then just pat it on over all my moisturizers and anything else I have on my face, and it really locks in the rest of my skincare. And I can tell in the morning, like I just wake up with supple skin. For some reason, when I first started using this, it was burning my skin. Like for about a week.
Oh, it did that to me too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was so weird, but I was like looking at the ingredients, and this brand is so clean and natural. If you've heard of them, they're sold at Whole Foods, but I ordered them online.
And Target.
Like there's literally no ingredients besides this oil. So I was like, this cannot be harming my skin. And then after about a week, it just stopped. And then I don't know if my skin got used to it, but I really enjoy this, like I said, when my skin is in dire need of some moisturization. But I do think if I use this regularly, it would cause me to break out because of the high fatty acid content. But I just highly recommend it for those days that you just need extra moisture.
Okay, next up are some exfoliators. This is another tried and true. It's the Ordinary Salicylic Acid 2% solution. You can get this at Sephora. It's so good. I use this every day because I think I've spoken about this before, but I use this on my chest because a lot of things can cause my chest to break out really easily and quickly. So quickly. It just happens like overnight. So I use this every other day just as a preventative method to keep my chest clear, and you just use like 1 drop, and I always apply my moisturizer right out of the shower when my skin's still wet. So I apply this kind of when my skin is a little damp, so it like spreads around really easily. You kind of like mix it in with the moisturizer, and it does the trick so easily. I use this to spot treat any breakouts.
Me too.
And I find that they're diminished so quickly when you spot treat with this. I can't put it on my whole face. Don't do that. It's very strong. You can also use this on like razor bumps, and it really, really helps control those. It's just the best exfoliator.
Definitely. Salicylic acid is a beta hydroxy acid.
Yeah.
So that like goes into your pores and like really gets deep in there, where like the alpha hydroxy acids more like take off the top layer.
Yeah, so
like glycolic acid or lactic acid, those are AHA. So those are more for like sensitive skin that just like exfoliate the first
They're still
layer.
very effective.
They are really effective, but salicylic is definitely my favorite,
Me
like
too.
BHA, because I feel like it's so effective. And you only have to,
BHA?
but yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I believe. And you also you only have to use it in like small doses. Like I could never put this on my whole face, but as a spot treatment, it's just so effective. But if you did put it on your whole face and wanted to let it sit for like 10 minutes, you could probably do that, and it would really, really like, your skin would probably look so even and great. Yeah, love this. And then the other Ordinary acid I have is the Ordinary AHA 30% plus BHA 2% peeling solution 10-minute exfoliating facial. And this is basically a combination of 2% salicylic acid and then a combination of AHAs that add up to be 30%. And I think it's majority glycolic, and then there's some lactic. I think there's even some other AHAs in this. But it's so intensely strong. I only use it once a week, and I know other people have said they use it like twice a week or maybe even 3 times, but it says you can only leave it on for 10 minutes, and I absolutely agreed not to leave it on a second longer. But yeah, basically it's this very thin formula. It still has their dropper system, like in their dropper bottle. It's a beautiful color. It's still in a dropper, so you just basically drop some on your hand and apply it on your face like you would a mask. and I would just apply a thin layer and I leave it on for 10 minutes. It burns my skin, like it burns, but even though I can have sensitive skin, and even when I take it off, my skin looks a bit red, the redness dissipates for me within like 5 minutes, and I am just astounded. Like I said, I do this every Thursday now, so once a week. I've been doing it for about 4 weeks now, and I've noticed such a significant difference in my skin. I am shocked. I feel like the different has really helped with my breakouts and like making them move faster. But like I said, I have some dryness from the different, so it's like everything causes another issue. But then this like sloughs off all those dry patches. This exfoliator I'm going to talk about is the Dermalogica Daily Microfoliant, and I love this stuff. It's pricey. It's probably one of the pricier things that we talked about.
Definitely.
But it's so good. It's so worth it. You only need a small amount. And this, if you're unfamiliar, it's a physical exfoliator, and it's made with salicylic acid and rice enzymes. And it says skin looks instantly brighter with fewer visible pores. I think that's totally true. You can I can always tell by my skin after I use this, it looks so bright and fresh. And I use this only a few times a week. They say to mix it in with water on your hands and create a paste, and then like go in circular motions. But I like to mix it with my Vanicream because this is so gentle and there's no foaming aspect to this. It almost just feels like a emollient, like oil almost on the skin. So I feel like to make this good for like sensitive skin, it helps when you mix it in with a facial moisturizer because you're getting all the benefits. Like this is still exfoliating, but then this kind of creates like a barrier so it's not too abrasive. If you have sensitive skin like I do, that's just something that I like to do. And I just think it works. It's so effective. I love like this packaging. I don't know. I just think it's so good. And it's basically like, if you haven't seen it, it's like a white powder, and it's just like granular, very fine beads of powder that work to exfoliate your skin. And I've tried a few other brands of like physical exfoliants, powder products like this, and they just don't work as good. So if you guys have like a good dupe for this, let us know. But until then, we'll just keep buying it. It's so good. And overall, we just want to say like our philosophy on exfoliation is never to overdo it, because I was the type of person that I was using like exfoliating toners every day and my skin wasn't looking better, and it wasn't until I stopped doing that that it actually started looking better. Like I think if you use like this like a couple times a week, this once, like I said, I do this once a week, and I do use the Dermalogica like when I need to, when I actually have like dry flaky things happening that I need to like scrub it away, which is why I use it pretty often. So that's like my once in a while, but definitely recommend not overdoing it because I think you'll do more damage than good. For sure. And like again, like we only really spot treat with the salicylic, so definitely don't overdo it, but also make sure you are exfoliating. That's something that Dr. Dre talks about a lot on her channel, is she said people forget or like they don't want to over exfoliate, so then they kind of just don't. Like at least exfoliate your skin once a week, if not a little bit more. Like if with something like this, that's good for, I mean, it's called the Daily Microfoliant because you can use this every day. So find something that works for your skin and do it a few times a week, but make sure you're doing it because that's the only way that your skincare is going to like continue to be effective. Okay, next up are just some like random ointments, treatments. Aquaphor, you guys know this thing is the best. It's so good. You can use it on your lips. Sometimes I'll use it on my whole face, like pat it in. Me too. Only when I feel like you're not supposed to put petroleum all over your face, I don't think. But when you like really need to lock in your skincare. It's so good. If you have dry patches, use this. Whenever I get an eczema breakout, I use this on my eyelids. It's safe to use around the eye area. It's good for like scars and cuts. It really helps with that. It's so good. And the squeezy tube. I had a thing removed from my elbow, and my dermatologist said to use specifically Aquaphor on it for a week because it just like doesn't let air in, and it will just protect that scab and make sure it heals properly. So that was crazy to me that it is dermatologist recommended. Like it is. My dermatologist has recommended it too. Dermatologist recommended. Yeah, it totally is. And we also highly recommend this squeezy tube as opposed to the pot, because you guys know any pot products, like jarred products like this, like they're just not as sanitary. So the fact that this comes in a tube now is like life-changing. And last but not least is a product I use for eye cream essentially, and it's the Cocoa Kind My Matcha Stick. Mine is like used to the bone. Okay, this is like peeling off. Yeah, and it's basically made of coconut oil and then matcha powder, and I think there's one other ingredient. Let's see. Oh, there's coconut oil, beeswax, and matcha tea powder. And it's basically like this little moisturizing stick. They call it a moisture stick. all over moisture stick. But really the way I use it is I just swipe it under my eyes as my last final step in my skincare routine. I don't really believe in eye cream, but I do think that this is such an easy product because of the size to just swipe under there. So I've been doing this for 2 months now, maybe even longer. I got it a while ago. And I've seen such a significant difference, not just in the dryness, because I have the driest under eyes. It's insane. I probably need to drink more water. But it's really helped with dryness, but also the pigmentation under my eyes. I am literally shocked at how much it has truly brightened my dark circles, because that's something I've had forever. I mean, as long as I can remember. So I'll definitely keep repurchasing this. I think it's only $8 or maybe $12.
And they sell it on Target online.
$8.
So in some stores.
They do.
Yeah, I got mine at Target.
And it's an all-natural organic brand, which is amazing. So you know it's like eye safe, or at least I think. I mean, coconut oil shouldn't get in your eye, but it's not like I'm putting chemicals like close to my eye. So, and I also, in the wintertime, I had very bad dry patches. So it was so easy to like, I would get one here and just put it there. I put it on my eyelids. I put it around my mouth. Now I'm not as dry, so I really just use it under my eyes, but it was just such an easy portable thing, and I love how it moisturizes, and the coconut oil does not break me out at all, so that was wonderful.
Thank you guys so much for watching our updated skincare favorites. We love skincare. We always love sharing our favorite products with you guys, and let us know if you have any recommendations. If you have a similar skin type to us and you think that we would love something, please let us know down below.